It's a Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in lovely Columbus, Ohio, and of course on YouTube. So you happen to be listening to this on the podcast and the various platforms. And if you're watching this on the replay, what's happening? We got a lot of great news that we're going to cover today. And so you're going to want to make sure that you folks stay
tuned.
Welcome to Self-Publishing with Dale.
And Kelly.
And this is where you learn how to publish books that sell and build an unstoppable brand. And every Thursday night right here on youtube.com/self-publishing with Dale, we meet up. We have a little bit of a self-publishing subscriber hangout. Those of you that are watching this on the replay or listening to this on the podcast, give us exactly 1 minute so we can say what's up to the people that have joined us. Who's here? How you doing? And if you're new here, put #new.
Risa, how are you, my friend? Zuki, how are you?
Zuki!
Thank you for stopping by and joining us. Audrey Levy, Mojo, what's up, my pal? Mark Brownless, what's up? Anthony Fleischman Jr., how's it going? Let me scroll to the top. And anyone lurking about, thank you for joining us on this beautiful Thursday.
Yes, we appreciate you all joining. Man, that was faster than 1 minute, so hopefully we don't just blaze through things. That's okay. We got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about. There's some really cool news, and some of it you may not know about. Actually, I hoard all the information. I bring it in, and I hoard the self-publishing information. If you have heard anything new, by the way, and you're watching this live right now, or watching this on the replay, let me know what the news you've heard over the past week that you thought has been most exciting in the world of self-publishing. So here we go. PublishDrive. Man, PublishDrive is the aggregate publisher. And they continue to really step up their game. By the way, big what's up to Adam Woods and Kinga Gentetics of PublishDrive. You guys are the best. Kinga literally just sent me an email just before I went on the air to find out that they are officially rolling out the feature for Amazon advertising. So now if you do publish through PublishDrive, you can have access to Amazon advertising. There's more details in the email they sent out today, so just log into your account. I'm sure you'll probably get some good information. They have additional promo features. This is kind of cool. You can normally put your book in for a promo, and they kind of discern between what is going to be worthy of being advertised and what's not. But they actually going to start to promote some of the indie authors that are going to be on their platform through their social media outlets. So that right there, classy move there, PublishDrive. I think that's really, really awesome, and it's costing nothing for the people on PublishDrive and the people using that. So, folks, if you haven't gotten an account yet, please go through our referral link. Yes, that means a little bit of a kickback to the channel. And even if you don't publish anything, that's all right. Head over to selfpublishingwithdale.com/publishdrive. All right, so ACX, I think you know a little bit about this. ACX payments have kind of changed recently. No? Did not know about it.
I don't pay attention. I just see the deposit. I don't care how it happens. It happens.
So their payment methods have changed just a little bit. Audiobook Creation Exchange. So if you see, usually the payments have come right about the 20th to the 25th of the month. It's becoming a little bit later because I think they've actually changed who's fulfilling the payment and giving it to you.
I might get more emails there, but still, who cares? The money is still in your account.
Yeah, exactly. It makes a difference, though, to some of those indie authors that really need those payments and such. How is Audiobook Creation Exchange treating you, anyways?
Oh, pure garbage.
Really? So you just now started really breaking ground, though, there, right?
I just put an audition up for my new book that I just published yesterday.
Awesome.
So I really haven't touched it. I mean, okay, sorry, ACX. I don't want to hurt your feelings. It's not pure garbage when you don't do anything with it. If you still get money for doing jack squat, I can't say it's pure garbage. So, yeah.
And on top of that, they still have the bounty program rolling out. So I was pretty happy to see 2 bounties I wouldn't have otherwise gotten from just organic search. And so that's going to continue to roll out to March 31st. Folks, I gave a good tip on the last live stream. You want to make sure you go back and we talk a little bit about how you can really optimize that and take advantage of the new bounty program. That's not just $50, it's $75. I'm loving that, and I'm starting to one by one going through each one of my audiobooks and starting to optimize that for that bounty link. So Ingram Spark actually wrote out a blog. This is fairly interesting about author earnings. Now, they didn't cover so much about what the self-published author is doing, because obviously Ingram Spark is a self-published platform. So they did bring up that trade published authors are making an average of $12,400 per year.
You're going to have to dumb that down.
So this means that anybody that's traditionally published, having a traditional published deal.
Oh, is that what a trade published means?
Trade published, yep.
You're using these big words.
I know, I'm feeling all extra nerdy.
I'm
Michael
feeling...
Ron, you feel me, right? You know. So yes, trade published $12,400. So if you have been trying to chase after that traditionally published deal, I ask you to reconsider, maybe get it to where you start to build and amass a good following, and then you can really use that to leverage a good traditionally published deal that you're going to make a substantial amount of earnings. I know just this past year, Mark Dawson actually had shared from Self-Publishing Formula podcast, Mark actually had shared he made over $1 million, and he only has one brand in his Mark Dawson books.
And it's very interesting. There's someone in our group, I don't remember their name, but I remember their story. Yeah. Once their traditional published contract's up, they're going to self-publish.
Yeah, it's amazing because, you know, I don't want to take a complete dump on traditional publishing here, folks. Traditional publishing can be quite a lucrative experience, and it does take some of that burden, but not to be confused, you're still going to have to put in the work. There's not going to be a publisher out there, let me take care of all that for you, Stephen King. You know, so all right. Hey, you know about this, the KDP documents, TAC documents, and all of your other documents should be rolling in. You should probably be getting some emails letting you know, so make sure that you're grabbing all your tax documentations. Get on top of filing your taxes. Don't wait till April 15th to file it here in the United States, folks. You know, you don't want to wait till the last minute. In fact, I would love to, and if this is all completely up to you, if anybody wants to know my processes and how I really efficiently track a lot of my expenses and earnings on pretty much a daily basis. That way I'm not having to last minute go through and audit everything in order to get it over to our accountant, which, by the way, big shout out to our CPA, Aaron, out there in Arizona. Aaron's an awesome
And if
accountant.
you have not received emails, you can go to taxcentral.amazon.com, log in with your Amazon information, and you'll see all the tax forms there. Legally, I don't think they have to go out in the mail until January 31st, but so that's saying I don't know if Amazon has everything up yet. They should, but I don't know.
They should. They're supposed to. You know, it's January 31st. Isn't that crazy? We're already through 1 month. Before you know it, it's going to be Q4 again, and Kelly's going to be like doing her happy dance.
No, I'm going to make Q4 all year long.
Yeah, Q4 all year long. How about that? Hashtag Q4 all year long. Barnes & Noble Press just rolled out something. Now, if you haven't taken advantage of Barnes & Noble Press, I'm really, really happy, and I haven't done the latest self-published book unboxing series because I've been busy with the DIY publishing course. But their hardback is just absolutely amazing. It was pretty tedious getting the cover properly formatted, but the print quality is just absolutely stellar. But I'll save that for a future video. But Barnes & Noble Press actually has rolled out a self-serve ad portal. So this means that you can actually start to advertise some of your stuff. I will probably be taking advantage of that, and I'll report back to you guys as soon as I got some good information. That'll probably be in the next 3 to 6 months, because I typically like to get my hands on some ads and figure my way around it. All right, well, that's pretty much all the relevant news.
No.
Huh?
I told you about Drafted Digital earlier.
Well, go ahead.
Okay.
I see. I put in this thing. You gotta remind me. Go ahead.
I told you, whatever. Okay, if you have Amazon titles on Drafted Digital, they will be delisted. You have to go to Drafted Digital, follow the instructions to get approved for Amazon. I don't know the procedure if you don't have anything listed, what you have to do so any future titles can be on Amazon, but I do know if you did any titles listed, you should have gotten an email, follow the instructions. The approval process is pretty painless, but it's just something you have to do. I did notice a few of my books were delisted until I was approved.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Big shout out to the folks over there at D2D. Big shout out. All right, so what questions do you have about self-publishing books, and what would you like to learn more of? What would you recommend? By the way, I just want to kind of do a shameless plug before we go any further, folks. I don't know why I said that creepy as possible. It is the race to 10K. We're on our way to 10K. And let's see here. What's the official count? Drum roll, please. 9,515 subscribers on Self-Publishing with Dale here on YouTube. If you haven't had the opportunity, hit that subscribe where you can learn more about building an author brand and publishing profitable books. So we're going to make our way to 10K. What should we do for a celebration? What should we do for a celebration, Kelly?
You want to know a Kelly published kind of celebration?
Are we going to have like gallons of kombucha?
Well, for my 1,000 subscriber celebration, I gave out like $300.
Yeah, that's your subscriber celebration. You're going to make me go broke. You know what? All joking aside, definitely, if you're watching this on the replay, you're listening to this as well on the podcast, feel free to either drop this inside the comments or send me a nice little email. Dale@selfpublishingwithdale.com. If you've got an idea for the celebration of the 10,000 subscribers, and I think Social Blade actually said that I will be, they projected hitting 10K by February the 20th. So that's less than 20 days away.
Should I take credit for some of those subscribers too?
Should you?
Should I take am I going to be in the party?
Well, of course, you got to be in the party. Why wouldn't you be here?
Kombucha for everybody.
No,
and Dale's paying for it.
Virtual kombucha. How about that? That stuff's expensive, man. All right.
Party at Dale and Kelly's. Mojo, if you want to freeze
Buy everyone a steak dinner. John Wasser. Yeah, you can eat my portion of steak.
Yeah, Mojo, if you want to deal with a negative real feel outside, come on over.
Right, exactly. Parties at our place. All right, so a viewer question of the week. Let's get over that viewer question of the week. Here we go. How do I prevent my book from being illegally distributed? I actually had someone ask this to me recently, and I was like, you know what, this is a good one. I don't think I covered this one enough. Okay, so there are a few options that you can take advantage of. The very first thing I want to do is take a step back. You saw what the average earnings were for traditionally published author. I don't know what the average earnings are for a self-published author. I can confidently say I've definitely made more than a traditionally published one does. Here's the deal. People are going to pirate your book at some point. I've found mine everywhere. And honestly, they're like cockroaches. As soon as you snuff out those pirates, more pop up. It's everywhere. And until you can actually get yourself you can lawyer up and actually find those people and be able to, bring arbitration on them or bring them into court, it's just going to be a veritable waste of your time. So one of the ways that you can actually prevent yourself from getting legal distribution, there's some pros and cons to this. It's called DRM, Digital Rights Management. You can actually do that in most platforms. I know Amazon KDP has that. But here's the deal. What it does is it locks your book so it can't be viewed on a number of devices. In other words, I can't be like, hey, here we go. Here's a copy that I just bought of Dale's book lately and handed on over to people. What it does, it locks it. But it really kind of works against you because you want your readers to share your stuff with other people so other people will buy your books. And here's the thing is digital rights management, it's super simple to break that. Like literally you're one Google search away from, breaking DRM. So when it comes to illegal distribution, honestly, I know this seems real defeating, is focus your time and effort in what can I do to better serve the ideal readers that I do and amass a large enough following that following is going to be so devoted to it that when they find a pirated copy, they will report it and they will shut it down for you. And a nice little bit of a tip and hint is when you do put out your books, make sure that there's always some way that there's some kind of like link that goes back to you or some kind of reference to you. So that way they're just doing free promotion for you at that point. So, but that is my thoughts on that. What do you think about illegally distributed books?
They should go to jail.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
It just stinks because I did talk to our good pal that's a paralegal, and we're like little people. So we could send him a cease and desist letter, but that'll still cost money to draft up. I mean, so it's one of those things that you're just going to have to be like, on to the next one.
And you know, I would say if you find it on a major distribution platform, be it Amazon, iBooks, Barnes & Noble Press, you find it there, all you got to do is just contact the online distribution platform, prove your rights, and say, hey, this person has this illegally up there. But I think a vast majority of the pirated things you're going to find them on like BitTorrent sites, the places that the nefarious individuals hang out, and even further down into something like the dark web, and don't be gallivanting about in there. It's just not worth your time to go find that kind of stuff. And honestly, the people that are going to steal your publications are just going to steal them anyways. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just what they do. They're not going to ever pay for your stuff. And here's the thing is, they're not going to ever consume your stuff like your ideal reading audience will. So it's just something to just take note of. I try not to worry. I did early on because I found my stuff pirated here and there, and I would get so worked up, and I would be like, people were stealing from me. And finally, I was like, you know what? I can take all this energy and put it into creating an awesome, unstoppable brand. So that way, when my ideal reader sees like, oh my gosh, I paid good money for this, and this is being, pirated over on X site, they'll take care of it for you. So that's one of the nice things about building an awesome author platform. But in any event, so folks, that's it for the news for the week and our viewer question as well. And if you want to submit a viewer question, feel free to visit me on my tab at selfpublishingwithdale.com/tab, or you can even hit me up on email, dale@selfpublishingwithdale.com, or you can even hit hello@kellypublish.com, and maybe she'll take care of that question for you.
So let's see, the Happypreneur, thank you for stopping by.
What's up, Happypreneur? That's awesome. Kudos on that name, banana sticker.
They say, I really appreciate the info you share. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the awesome comment. Thank you to everyone for stopping by who I didn't shout out earlier. Let's see.
Ksenia Visitor, it's good to see you here. I'm glad you made it to live.
Nana Beth, I was laughing earlier. Kelly, did you see the big surprise on KDP print for 129, i.e. the book sold?
How can we forget that news? Oh my Lord, how many people got like a dump of books on the 29th?
Okay.
Feel free. All right, let's go ahead. You got to brag about the number. I know you're going to bring it up, right?
I wasn't going to.
No? Okay.
Okay.
It was a ridiculous amount.
Hashtag me if you could get used to those sales every single day.
I literally, I got to tell you, like, they must have bottlenecked the sales, and they were making up for that quirk that happened on. I hope it happens every month. I loved it.
I know, right? I mean,
okay, so let's go. Let's take a step back because we've been fairly ambiguous about what happened. So what happened on the 29th?
We got a lot of sales, and expanded distribution came in too.
Right.
I mean, when you
look at expected.
You look at your reports, the gray is going to be the Amazon paperbacks, and the red, I believe, is the expanded distribution, which is always going to come in at the end of the month.
Right.
And considering we just got done with Q4, that's to be inflated as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I logged in yesterday, and also, I don't know if anyone saw the video that, unlike CreateSpace, that would credit on the report, pretty much immediately after ordering. With KDP, they credit it when shipped. Mistakes can happen, but so it wasn't just a surge of sales on the 29th. We were just credited them on the 29th. Who knows when they were ordered? Yeah. But yes, one of my mastermind people said, hey, I just got a spike in sales. I was like, me too. Yeah. But couple that with I don't know if anyone else got a mistake from November, December. Earlier in the month, I got another spike in sales. I'm like, I could get used to this.
She got the one spike earlier in the month. I didn't see that. I was like, oh. And then she told me, like later on, I've been so busy working on the update on the DIY publishing course, shameless self-plug at DIYpublishing.biz. And I was like, no, I didn't see anything in the morning. I logged in and I was like, oh my gosh. It was through the roof. And I'm going, man. And I think, were you looking at vacation spots or some vacation things that we were probably going to do?
No, this morning I was in the mood to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, feeling some Vegas, baby.
No, it wasn't correlated with that. But Nana Beth says, hashtag me more, please.
Hashtag me times 10.
Let's just say mine was over 500. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And the previous in the month of first air was over 1,000. But I'm not going to be too greedy, Amazon. I'll take over 500 every day, please. I don't need 1,000.
Shoot. Yeah. Agreed. Mary Vogelsong just commented, oh, so that's why I suddenly got sales. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Just all of a sudden just shows up. I like that. It's a nice little surprise, And also, just to note, folks, expanded distribution will always show up at the very end of the month. It's not a conspiracy theory. What ends up happening is because of that being an aggregated source, being put out to all the different things, they got to collect all those and then they deposit at the very end of the month. And if I recall, I think it's like a 60-day delay for expanded distribution. So just bear that in mind. You'll always see expanded distribution dropping in the last couple days of the month.
Oh, it's 60 days. So I thought it was 30. So we might see a spike next month too.
Right. Could be that. Cause so, for instance, that was November's expanded distribution. Now, I could be off. Please, anybody, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. But if I recall, it's like 60 days because they have to account for returns and such on those individual platforms. I see a lot of people poo-pooing all over expanded distribution because it is a smaller royalty. But folks, I'm willing to take that a little bit of a price cut if that means that my book gets in more hands and they're handling all the rest of that. Yeah, you can make a lot of money over on Amazon, but if I can make a little bit more by going through expanded distribution, being available through Ingram's content group distribution, like literally hands down, it's really awesome.
I mean, it's not a lot of money, but I think I got 134 yesterday on expanded distribution. Say that's an average of 50 cents a book. Mm-hmm. I'll take that.
Yeah, and here's the thing is, you can always adjust your retail costs a little bit higher, and you'll get paid just a bit more over on Amazon, and you'll get paid, your average. It's kind of crazy. I have one book that I profit about $9 on the Amazon platform, and then I make about $3 or $4 on the expanded distribution. And so I was looking at that gigantic sales update on the 29th, and I seen one being sold through expanded distribution and one through Amazon. And I was like, yeah, raise the roof party time. You know it. All right. Well, Tony Jacobson just slipped into the group. I just seen him here. And Daniel Morgan, you're never too late, man. You're never too late.
LMD. Sorry for interrupting.
LMD. Okay, I've just started putting a few notebooks up over the last few days and have 12 at the moment. I have set my prices at $7.99 per book for 6x9, 180 pages. Is that too high? What do you think?
No, because 180 pages. So I bet you are not even profiting $2 a book.
Probably a couple bucks, yeah.
Because, I doubt it's a little less, but yeah.
It really depends on who your market is and what your cover is and what's inside. Because not all no-content books are created equal. I can tell you that I've had a book that is a 6x9, 100 pages, and I've sold it at $14.99. And that's clearing right about, is that $7-8 right there?
Thereabout.
Yeah, about $7-8, and it sells. And it's not like a bestseller by any means, but if I just sell like say one a day or one per week, that adds up. You get a couple prize fighters like that, 10 of them, you're really looking at something really pretty awesome. So to me, I would just need to know just a little bit better. If it were my book, I don't know about the 180 page count. It just depends on the niche that you're in. So it's such a broad question. To me, I think that's fair. If anything, that's probably cheap. You'll know when you get sales.
Based on the audience, yeah. Yep. But also, it's really difficult. I know to this day, and when I started, don't get in the mindset of, oh, Walmart has a notebook of 180 pages for $1.49. Why would someone buy my book for $7.99? Yes, there are some Walmart shoppers that probably shop on Amazon, but the Amazon Prime shoppers are a different set of audience than Walmart. So keep that in mind too. It is so challenging to even me, I priced a lot of mine at $6.99 for a lower page count. And I'm like, why would, oh yeah, it's a different audience.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I'm going to peel back through here and some of the chat here, folks. Make sure that you're introducing yourself. I want you to kind of do this like a little bit of like a community here. And if you see someone inside the video chat live that you've seen every week, make sure you say what's up. But if you don't recognize them, say, hey, what's up? How's it going? Let's make this a little bit of fun. This is a community. By the way, Audrey Levy, always love seeing you here. She asked me, what's your real name, Stream Elements? By the way, if you're watching this on the replay or you're watching this in live, Stream Elements is actually a plugin that I do for my live broadcasts. And let me go ahead. If you want more information about how to live stream, by the way, I just recently started up a YouTube channel with my good brother, one of my brothers. And all you got to do is head over to livestreamingtech.site/YouTube to get more details. I just dropped it into the chat. Hopefully Stream Elements went ahead and dropped that. But in any event, yeah, Stream Elements is a bot. And you can do different commands. If you want to learn a little bit more about the commands that you can do for Stream Elements, all you got to do is put !commands, and they'll give you a link, and you can see all the commands you can drop in there. So if you print, for instance, if you want to see John Wasser's recent book that he sent to me, you can put !John, and actually it will show you. Actually, I think that's not his book, it's his shirt, excuse me. All right, moving further forward. Took me forever to realize it was bot. Yeah, it's a bot. She's just hanging out, saying what's up. Thank you for subscribe. Anthony Fleischman Jr., good to see you in the house, buddy. Always a pleasure. He's hard at work on a course for audiobook narration. Sup, Mark Brownless, Mojo, it's great to see you. Zuki, Zuki has been really so active in the comments lately. And by the way, folks, I love getting comments, if you didn't know. If you're noticing, though, there's a little bit more of a delay lately on the comments, it's because I only go to comments once per day. I was just going too often, and I was staying on my phone. I've been really good lately, haven't I?
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part, yeah. It can become sometimes addicting, you know, social media, and YouTube is pretty much social media. And that can be really a dangerous game. So if I don't answer your comments right away over on the videos, hang in there. I try to get back to you whenever I can. I'm currently watching the replay. Awesome. There's a back echo. Does anyone hear it?
We took care of that.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're on very old stuff.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm going all the way back because I've seen a couple questions rolling through. No! Missed you, buddy. Going to be talking to my friend Scott J. Marshall II, the Facebook group king. Gary McPherson, what's shaking, buddy? Sarah Logan, good to see you. ACX payout. No echo here. All right, we're just going down through the comments. Still, favorite name of the day, the Happy Entrepreneur. Because why shouldn't you be happy? You should be happy. Going on. How's everyone doing today? Tony Jacobson, I want to know how everyone's doing today too. Good Lord, what was it? 7 degrees out today here in Columbus,
the real
Ohio?
feel was below 0.
Nuts.
But I had tacos and kombucha, so it was a good day.
You cannot beat that with a stick, man. How many people are utilizing the Audiobook Creation Exchange platform? And if so, are you seeing some good results from it? I know that I'm starting to steadily see a good increase. I mentioned last week, and here's an extra tip that you can do. Avoid stretching your ebook cover to make your ACX cover. I'm finding better sales by not having a stretched cover. You need to get an actual square image, 2400 by 2400, at least 70 DPI. I would say go for 300 DPI so it looks really sharp. And you want to have it specifically made to ACX. I pay a little bit more to my graphic designer to actually make those, and it's paying off already. Alrighty. Hashtag Q4 all year long. You know it, baby. I'm just going through, and if you guys didn't notice, and some people are probably hearing this on the podcast, we're doing less and ums. We're getting better on our live streaming, and I'm just taking a little bit of time and reading everybody. Join the Thumbs Up Club. All the cool kids are doing it, and it's free. Keith Wheeler, by the way, folks, round of applause to our boy, Keith Wheeler. You know what he did?
Oh boy, what did he do?
You can do it!
Yeah. Keith Wheeler hit the 1,000 subscriber mark.
Oh, that's old news.
Well, we didn't say it last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So congratulations to you, Keith Wheeler Books. If you haven't subscribed to him, what are you guys doing with your life? selfpublishingwithdale.com/Keith. Keith's rolling out regular content on a regular basis. Regular content on a regular basis. There you go. Michael Cross, what's going on? How did you get away with saying that in the comments? For some reason, I usually try to pull all the curse words out of there, but yes, the YouTube stars in quotations. Thank you, man. I like kombucha myself. See, John Wasser, you're good by us. What's the one thing that has the bigger positive negative impact on your AMS ads? Excellent question, Mohammed. So Kelly's just now getting into AMS ads. Do you care to comment?
Okay, why am I getting into AMS ads? Because if anyone who follows my channel, I am pretty vocal that I hate marketing.
Yeah.
I really hate marketing. I just prefer designing. Yeah. However, when we were out of town last week, right?
Yeah.
I was like, let's start something. And then I logged into AMS and I was like, I could just click a few buttons. I like gambling.
Yeah.
And it's not that expensive.
Right,
So
no.
I set a few ads because I'm like, I don't like marketing, but I like gambling. So I thought I'd give it a shot.
Yeah.
So far, I'm going really cheap in it. And my lesson so far after just a week is you can put $1 a day and still make a profit. Granted, you're not going to make hundreds. And it seems like the pattern with AMS is the same pattern I've used for no content books. The more ads you have, a little bit here and there is going to add up to big money. So that's what I've learned after a week and why I'm doing it.
Yeah, so Mohammed, my answer when it comes to AMS ads, by the way, the proper nomenclature today is Amazon Advertising, AA.
But we know what you mean.
We know what we're talking about in AMS. You know, let's start a movement. It's hashtag, change it back to AMS. All right, so in any event, Mohammed, positive and negative impacts. All right, so here's something I've learned is, first of all, if you're not doing Amazon advertising because you're afraid of losing a ton of money, you can lose a ton of money on any type of advertising. And my results are not typical, so I can't sit here and tell you guys you're going to be getting the same results or better results or less results. You may lose money on it, but to me, I think they're dead simple and they're cheap. And they're cheaper compared to the alternatives in Google ads or in Facebook ads, because when you tell them $5 per day on Google or Facebook, they'll take that money. They're like, bring that on in. Amazon, though, is a little bit hesitant to do it, and especially if you start out your cost per click pretty low. So here is where it becomes a positive and negative to me, Mohammed. Automated keyword ads. If you do automated ones, the problem is you're just telling Amazon, here's my money, you manage it, use whatever keywords. The problem is you don't know what the keywords they're using inside your KDP dashboard. You don't know what's working and what's not working, because if something's not working, wouldn't you want to remove that keyword or pause it is the proper verbiage? I know I do. So I found out that using automated ads is not one of the best ways. Now, if you're using Amazon advertising in UK though, by way of Amazon Advantage there, you can actually download, and this is, I'm hoping, and I always make predictions and it seems to come true. I said something about the dashboard. I was like, the dashboard in UK is going to eventually be in the US. It's there. So now what happens in UK is you can download automated ads, all the keywords, and they'll show you which words are working. And well, of course, all of them, and you can swipe those, take the average cost per click and put it into a new campaign, and take the ones that aren't good, make sure you don't use them at all. So that's the big thing. So I would say automated ones was the negative. The positive is manual keyword ads, and you're not going to get a very successful ad campaign right out the rip. I'm just going to tell you, you just won't. What you're going to do is you're going to find out the keywords that work best in coordination with the book that you're advertising. So let's just say, for instance, you know what? Tony Jacobson's in the house. Tony Jacobson's Disable Your Disability, all right? Tony puts together, I don't know, let's say his keyword is inspirational story. All right, and he puts a bid of, say, 8 cents on it or something like that. And he starts to make killer sales on it. Has an awesome return on investment. He wants to make sure he takes that data and uses it on another one and another one and another one. And so what you do is, as you're going through each one of these ads, you're going to find those words that work best in coordination with your particular book. Then you're going to find also the words that don't work so good. So let's say for some reason, motivational story, he just burns through his cost per click on this one, never gets a sale. Well, he'll know that he doesn't want to use that. So that is one of the great ways. Now, it's just going to take a lot of time and practice. What I typically do is I'll put 2 separate spreadsheets for a particular book, and I'll put down what I call high-performing keywords, and then I always put like a separate like no-no keywords. Like, I'm not going to try that one. Now, I don't always put them there forever, because sometimes if you go back later, that keyword might, do so much better. So, by the way, thanks, Tony. All right. So, hopefully that covered that. One more vote for kombucha. Did you see the big surprise? Okay, we already talked about. By the way, I did want to make a shout out to 30 Ever After. How you doing? Glad you made it here. Australia is tricky. Timing. So, Blasty. I've never heard of this Blasty. What is this? I hear Blasty's good too, and Amazon KU gives you a headache about it. Otherwise, in my opinion, it's not worth stressing over unless someone's making bank. Sues. Okay, so we're probably talking about the pirating issue. Can you cover that bounty tip you discussed in the previous video? Aaron Chase. Maybe. Just started putting a few notebooks up over the last, okay, so we talked about that one. We're starting to get down towards the bottom. Remember, load us up with the questions. All right, so Dog Dad. Did we talk about Dog Dad yet?
Nope.
All right, so he says, speak on updating keywords from time to time. I did an update after the CreateSpace KDP transfer, and it caused an increase of $500 per month in a single book. Super important. Raw Dog, we get another Raw Dog shout. Yeah, there you go. So, by the way, if you guys aren't in the Self-Publishing Books Facebook group, give that guy a round of applause. He was one who was very responsible for putting a lot of that together. So, big kudos to you, buddy. We're already over 1,100 members. Can you believe that?
That's awesome.
So, in any event, what Scott's referring to, if you have not been caught up, CreateSpace merged officially with KDP Print. So, if you try to access your CreateSpace account, there are people still finding out right now. I'm actually getting comments. Some people are like, oh, no. So if you're trying to access CreateSpace, you're going to have to go and merge over. If you have not merged, please do it. All right. And in the event that you had a KDP account terminated, or you've never opened a KDP account, open up a KDP account. All right. If you had yours terminated, reach out to the KDP team. Don't just leave your books on the marketplace, because Amazon will continue to collect sales and money from your work. It's better that you set up a thing, delist all the books, so that way, we can start from ground zero. But in any event, when you merged over, initially, how many keyword slots were we allowed on CreateSpace, Kelly?
5 up to 25 characters.
Yes. How much are we allowed on KDP?
7 up to 50.
7 up to 50. So you've got a bit more of an advantage. How many browse paths are we allowed to access within our dashboard on CreateSpace?
On CreateSpace was just 1.
1. How many on KDP?
2.
2. Yes. All right, so there's so many more advantages, and on top of that, you can update your HTML. I highly recommend you update your HTML within your dashboard. So if you transfer from CreateSpace over to KDP, change your HTML. You can get a lot of that stuff set up. Just Google it up, or you can go over to selfpublishingwithdale.com/HTML, and you can actually update all that stuff. There's a full tutorial. Ava shows you how to do it. But either way, get your CreateSpace book caught up with an HTML so your book description looks good. The keywords that he's talking about is you were limited in amount of space. So now, as Kelly mentions, you have more space, and you're able to really maximize the most out of that space. So Raw Dog here, Scott J. Marshall II, is already saying he saw a $500 increase. All right, now I'm not going to speak on Scott's behalf. That's what he's sharing within the video chat here. And as a normal disclaimer, so FTC is not coming over and knocking me down and spining me out the rear end, his results are not typical. You may make more, you make less, you may lose money. But either way, you shouldn't lose any money updating your keywords. Hopefully not, because that doesn't cost anything. But nonetheless, update your keywords. Update your keywords. It makes a huge difference. I'm noticing that as I'm going through one at a time, updating my covers, my keywords, the HTML, and I'm even increasing the price. I'm starting to see things picking up. It's almost like KDP notices that you're doing something different.
This week I'm doing a niche per day, and I'm definitely seeing more sales on books. I mean, I think there's something in the algorithm. KDP or Amazon knows when you're doing something, and they'll reward you for putting in extra work.
Yeah, for sure. Our chat rolls really fast. I apologize if I skipped over someone. I have twice placed Facebook ads for my shirts and 0 sales. John Wasser, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just now learning Facebook ads. I mean, I kind of have a tenuous grasp at best, but I finally brought in an expert, and I spent about 2 hours with him on a video chat yesterday, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Very eye-opening, but it's going to be a long process, and I'll be reporting about that within the DIY publishing course, oddly enough, available over at DIYpublishing.biz. Hashtag bring back AMS, you know it. I need to take time out and watch the AMS ad videos. I was hoping to wait till I have at least 100 books up. Any suggestions on this if this is a good plan? What do you think?
Why do you have to wait for 100 books up? Why can't you start AMS?
You just need one book, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, kudos for trying to get 100 books up. I think that's a great goal, but I don't think that should be a hindrance to you starting any ads.
Yeah, as mentioned before, you don't need a ton of money. In fact, can we ask how much you were doing per day for a budget?
I already said earlier, $1.
$1 per day.
And most of the time, it's between 2 and 5 cents a click.
Right. Yeah. And she's not even coming close to her $1 per day.
One of my ads is usually maxes out, and I'm still keeping it at $1.
Wow. Yeah. And what's your cost per click on each one of those?
5 cents.
So you're burning through that $1 in the day?
Yes.
Oh, you got the automated one, don't you?
Yes.
On yours. Ah.
I haven't taken the time to do manual yet, but I'm still in the green on that one.
That's good. That's good. As long as you're in the green, if you're burning through that budget. Whenever I'm doing manual, I'll tell you, I put in I start out my cost per click. Now this is just me. I most times will start out my cost per click about 10 cents to 15 cents, just across the board on each one of the keywords. I will change that. This is what I call on a research ad, as Marco actually has pointed out. We call it a research ad, the very first one you put out, so you can kind of test the waters, see which keywords work, what price points work really well. But I'll typically go 10 to 15 cents per click. I'll load up 1,000 keywords related and relevant to my book, and I will probably set a budget of about $50 per day, but I never, ever hit $50 per day, ever. And I've even increased it to exorbitant amounts. It's just insane, the level, and they never, they're like, yeah, here's your profits though. And I'm like, great. All right. Change it back to AMS for sure. I like to do AMS. My new low content for about a month to help push up in ranking. That's a good call. That's a good call. And is that your motivation behind using AMS ads?
No, I just like gambling.
You like Kelly does like to gamble.
I do have a strategy that I'm using in what books to pick, but I'm not sharing that yet because I don't have proven. I have a really good ACOS, is that what you say?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to share my strategy if the strategy is not working. I don't know after a week if a strategy is working or not.
Yeah,
so
that's true. I almost always give 30 days. And here's the thing, folks. When it comes to advertising, Kelly puts it really good. It really, truly is a gamble. There is never a sure shot when it comes to advertising. Marketing and promotion, when you're investing your money, you're gambling. You're essentially saying, okay, there's a hope so we can do it. The nice thing is, we go to casinos and we like to play blackjack.
It's too cold to go to casinos right now, so let's do AMS ads.
Yeah, so, but probably a few years ago, we played blackjack like complete nincompoops. Now we know exactly how to play the game. And
we would go to a casino and spend like $80 to $120 in a night.
Yeah. Yeah. Living dangerously, man. So yeah, this is speaks on John Wasser's experience. He said my Azon checks this month totaled $30 with an AA bill of $36, net loss anyway. Oof. Yeah, and here's the thing is, by the way, folks, Amazon advertising will pull their ads money before you ever get to see your book money. That's the sad thing, is like 30 days later you'll get your book profit. So just know this, that you can put the ads in now, but you're not going to see that sales until about 30 days after the close of the month. That's just the way KDP works, folks.
Hi, Gord. Thank you for stopping by.
Gord, what's happening? Exclamation point, Gord.
Mary Vogelsong, can you explain the strategy using negative keywords?
Great question, Mary. Actually, I think I noticed you had said something in the course. I just hadn't, I've been so busy working on the course here. But I'm going to comment over inside the course, the DIY publishing course, folks. Mary asked about what is the feature with negative keywords. Good news. Mary, I will be rolling out sometime within the next few months a full course based on Amazon advertising. But to cover negative keywords, here is where you want to kind of really dial in who you want and who you do not want to come in. As a very basic example, there's a market of people that are going to look up, say, the workout plan. And let's go ahead and we'll pull out my book here. All right, so they're looking up the workout plan. All right. There's also people that will look up free workout plan. Okay, these people are specifically looking for just free workouts. To me, I believe they're more motivated to get free workouts versus those that are looking to pay for a workout. I don't want to pay for a cost per click. I don't want to pay for a click that includes the word free within it. So when I put in a campaign, I almost always, now this is just an example of a negative word. This is almost always the only word I put in there, but there can be other ones we can add to it, and feel free. Those of you that are ads experts can probably speak on this, but I put in free. And if you're using broad keyword matches, so let's say someone types in workout plan for women, okay? My keyword's workout plan, all right? There's a broad keyword match. In other words, I have a combination of those two words within a keyword that was sought after. It changes though if someone put in free workout plan for women. Then what I'm telling Amazon advertising is, don't give me that person. I don't want you to serve my ad to that person who's looking up free workout plan. Now, there's going to be some people that say, well, if you've got the great ad copy, you've got a great description, people are going to invest the money. But I would just much rather not take the gamble, and I would rather find just the people that are motivated to purchase my book versus just get a free version of it or the free ebook version in that instance. So yeah, you just got to kind of dial it in when it comes to the broad keyword matches, and the negative keywords will really separate out the people who are willing to spend and not willing to spend. You can even say, for instance, in this instance, maybe I just want only men to look up this book. It could probably be, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be, misogynist. Is that the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Workout plan for men, and I put women in the negative keywords. I'm getting it to where anybody that looks out workout plan for women, anybody puts women within there, it pulls those keywords. I don't have to pay for those keywords because it's not going to be served to those people that are saying women, and vice versa. It could be maybe I'm just trying to serve an ad to men or to women and pull out men as a negative keyword. Hopefully that makes sense, and drop any kind of questions you might have there inside the comments. And by the way, folks, if you get the opportunity, Amazon Marketing Services, aka Amazon Advertising, actually has a YouTube channel. It's very dry, but you will get some information about a lot of how to run some of these things. I really highly recommend that regardless of you publishing books, go in, and even some of the product ads that they share, they're going to share some insights on how to best optimize your ad campaigns for the win, because Amazon wants to see you win, because when you win, guess what? They win. Yeah, they're going to take your money, but they want you to keep coming back and giving them money, because ultimately that means more customers are going to purchase, you get paid, they get paid, everybody's happy. Sunshine and rainbows. Yeah. I can say without a doubt that while my book wouldn't be dead in the water, it would not be a $700 per month book without AMS, AA. Hashtag change it back to AMS. Yes, with Facebook, you have to be very strategic. or else it's burning money. I've been studying, taking tips from David Gogren. David Gogren's, by the way, a good person to follow. He swears by Facebook. Yeah, I'm literally trying to figure out Facebook ads, so I'm not just throwing the money down the hopper. Dog Dad, what book is that? That is Raw Feeding 101, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he answered.
Raw Dog, yeah. Here's a question for you, Dale. If you were writing sci-fi story, how much would you sell it for? Was more than 100 pages. For a science fiction, see, unfortunately, I have no experience in science fiction, so I can't speak on that. You're going to have to maybe just research the market, see what books within the science fiction category, what are pricing within the bestsellers list. See the top 20. Take the top 20 books. I want you to add up all of how much the retail cost is, and then divide that number by 20 to get that average cost. Price yourself somewhere in that range. Remember, the pricing strategy you're going to want to shoot for is don't just match Amazon.com. Something I learned from Joanna Penn is you're going to want to make sure that you go in and price like you would in the US or the .com range. So let's say my book is $7.99 and then it shows up, say, $6.23 over in UK. It seems like it's an awkward price, so maybe move it up to $6.99 in Great Britain. You know, go on so on and so forth. You always want to kind of go and adjust that. There have been other people that say these different wonky price strategies where they're like just like do something other than $6.97 or $7.97. Do like $7.15 or $7.17, and I don't know about that. I'm just going to leave that at that. Note, if you're in the DIY publishing course, new content rolls out tomorrow. Yes. Actually, as soon as we jump off here, I'm going to be back into editing. I already threw back an energy drink for the night, so you guys are going to see some of the stuff. Part of the course is going to be rolling out, and I know that Ava is hard at work rolling out a really, really cool feature. Why wait? Makes sense to me. Tony Almeida, you get yourself a banana stick for the day, my friend. All right. How do we get a barcode and ISBN for free? K to Penguin. That's a great question. Kelly?
Well, Mojo already answered KDP will give it for free. But if you're asking how to get your own ISBN, depends where you live. If you live in the States, it's not free, your own. If you live in Canada, you can get your own with restrictions. Yeah. Those are the only two countries I know.
Correct. Oh my gosh, Anthony Fleischman, thank you very much.
Thank you for the super chat.
Friend. We appreciate the chat. Anthony, you always have been such a big and kind supporter. Folks, stay tuned to Anthony, man. He's going to be rolling out some really good stuff, and actually his channel I had shown inside the community tab. He has a really cool unboxing of sorts of him showing how when he got his whisper room and for doing audiobook narration. So stay tuned to Anthony. He's got some really, really cool things in the works. He even showed how he put together everything in a kind of a slideshow. He had tons of pictures, by the way. K to Penguin, that pretty much, Kelly kind of covered it for the most part. And for those of you that are stateside, Bowker, B-O-W-K-E-R, is the place and resource you're going to want to go pick up your ISBNs. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Mojo, but 100 ISBNs can run about $575. That's $575. So, you know, it's not cheap by any stretch, but it is definitely a great investment because then you own the imprint outright and you can go in numerous platforms. We actually were talking about this over on twitch.tv yesterday. So if you guys get the opportunity, I do long form streams every Wednesday over on that platform. Make sure you join me there. All right, when using the AmazonAdvertising.com platform, will my ads appear on Amazon.uk.au? No. Or do I need to individual Amazon advertising platforms for each country? Yes. It's really tough on how to access it, you know, because if you try to go through Amazon Advantage and you tell them, hey, look, I'm doing this for my books, they're going to go, no, don't do that. They're like, we don't have that available for that purpose. But, you know, if you go in as a company and present yourself as a vendor, you're able to get access to the Amazon advertising dashboard. I unfortunately don't have a tutorial for that. I did it some time ago and I don't remember how I did it. Yeah, and there are some limitations too, by the way. Some of the regions don't have it. So I know that, I don't know if Australia has it, but I do know UK has it and Canada does. There might be some other regions. 39 watching, 22 likes. Let's not all forget to like the video. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Mary says, like Boolean. Did I miss something in the chat? How do you get good keywords? Kate the Penguin, that's a great question. So I find one of the best ways to do it is, first of all, in your keyword research, you'll want to, of course, compile together for your book. You compile that in a list. I usually put mine inside a spreadsheet. Another way you can do it, one of my preferred resources is KDP Rocket. KDP Rocket will scrape that based on 1 or 2 keywords. They'll bring you in hundreds of them. I really, really love that. You can get your hands on a copy of KDP Rocket over at selfpublishingwithdale.com/KDP Rocket. Keep in mind that is an affiliate link, so that means a portion of the sales comes back to supporting this channel. If you're not happy with it, just return it within the first 30 days and you get your money back. Dave Chesson's an upstanding guy. They've been hard at work trying to fix some updates because Amazon's always changing. $5 coffee for Dale and Kelly. $5 will definitely cover a good can of Folgers, right?
Yeah, I need that right now.
You need that right now? Yeah, I don't need it. I don't need any more coffee today. Took me a minute. Dale had live streams a few months ago explaining this. Thank you very much, Mojo. I appreciate you sharing this. Even fiction books in general with only 100 pages don't sell for very much, maybe $2.99 or $3.99. It really varies, folks. I would really highly recommend that you look into Brian Meek's Advertising for Authors. The title might be off. Just look up Brian Meeks over on Amazon. I don't have an affiliate link for this one. And he explains a little bit of this process. And the funny thing is, he completely disagrees with that model of going and pricing low. He'll price this up higher, and he will drive ads based on that and actually do great ad copy. He doesn't just talk about strategy for keywords and bidding and such. He actually talks about crafting the ideal book description to bring in your audience and make it irresistible. I highly recommend, take a look at it. It's a fairly dry read with a few corny jokes in there, but Brian put out a stellar book. So it's a little bit pricier, by the way, too, because he stays to his high pricing strategy. I would do $2.99, but yeah, research the market. It could require something different, especially depending on subgenre. Yes, for sure. Tandalea, it's good to see you. Welcome into the live stream. Dallas Artworks, Balker.com. I think it is for ISBN. Thank you very much, Dallas. I appreciate it. Hey, by the way, what's up, Dallas? It's good to see you. I have 6 short story box sets selling for $5.47 for about 180 pages. Nice. Box sets for the win, baby. Box sets, collections, bundles, folks. Can't say enough great things about that, and especially within the fiction genre you're going to find. And even more so for both fiction and nonfiction when you bundle them in audiobooks, folks. I think Balker got hacked recently. Be careful. Interesting. Well, unfortunately, Balker owns the monopoly on ISBNs. Do not buy. If you're in the United States, do not buy from a third-party company. That means they own the imprint. Balker is pretty much the one resource that we have to stick with, folks. And Mojo clarified $125 for 1 ISBN, $295 for 10 ISBNs. That's a nice little price right there. Balker's good now. I was afraid it wouldn't be up and running again before I needed more ISBNs. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, Folgers. Don gave us a big sad face. It's not Folgers. Actually, I think it's Kroger's. we don't make our coffee too often in the house because we do have Starbucks directly in our lobby.
For free. For
free. Yeah, it's one of the perks about being here. So not too much. For some reason, I took y'all as good coffee drinkers. Sorry, man. Sorry. If you've ever seen Walter Wyburn in the thing, there's a joke behind us saying butthole coffee. Like, he always talks about butthole coffee. There was a going joke. We used to have a Facebook Live where we would chat, and we brought up the fact it was like we bought something at the Dollar Tree once. Yes, I'm sorry. Like, Don's respect went from us like right up here to like down, and it's went down into the basement at this point because then we just brought up Dollar Tree. We just throw things against the wall to see what sticks. Dollar Tree was horrible, horrible, and hence the butthole coffee thing. Maybe coffee for one. All right, Nafis, how you doing, buddy? It has been a while since I've seen you last here. It's great to see you joining us. Dear Dale, I would like to request you to have a session on your insights about Amazon search engine. Ooh, I love that idea. Actually, Nafis, you get the opportunity. Make sure you visit me over at twitch.tv/self-publish. We've been talking a lot about the search engine algorithm on Amazon. And by the way, folks, if you do head over to twitch.tv/self-publish, the videos are up, but they're only up for, I think, like a 60-day period on Twitch before they purge them there. So it's, think of like Snapchat, but longer version of it over on Twitch. So go to those previous broadcasts. And I know that yesterday's broadcast was a lot of fun. We talked a lot about the search engine algorithm. We talked about keyword selection. We talked about keyword stemming. We even went through a real-world case study scenario I'm going to come back to here very soon, because I had one book that has just been doing horribly. It was a bestseller 3 years ago. Now it's a bargain basement seller. And so I'm going through and redoing a lot of the metadata, but you guys can go in there and see my exact thoughts on selecting the proper keywords, using the search engine algorithm in your favor. So there is that. Love French vanilla folders. Yeah, I like French vanilla anything. Good info tonight. Thank you very much, Mike Turner. I appreciate the kind words. I buy from Dollar Tree all the time. Of course you do, John Watson. Man after our heart. Okay, who else is going to help Dale get some coffee? Don't have Kelly drinking alone. Yeah! Kelly's gonna, you know right now, I'm Mr. Kelly Published, by the way, folks. So she's just going to be drinking the coffee all on her own, because if she's not happy, you know, the whole happy wife, happy life.
Well, huh? Kroger's has kombucha on sale, 2 for $5.
No.
I'm just saying.
Kombucha to me is not worth the $2.50. So I'm just putting that one out there. Well, folks, it has been an entire hour. Oh my gosh, you guys have been fantastic. We've really enjoyed having you hang out with us here tonight. I'm surprised my brother didn't show up yet to hang out and say what's up. Maybe he's just lurking about. So, folks, any last words or comments, concerns, you know where to reach us at, of course, here on YouTube every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're listening to us on the podcasts, they almost always come out Friday nights to Saturday mornings every week. You can catch up with us there. iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, anything that has a podcast, I'm over there, Self-Publishing with Dale. You can find me on there. In the meantime, folks, I just launched a video, and it is actually about how to format your KDP cover. And I show you exactly how to do it in less than 15 minutes. And you can do it too. In the meantime, I'll see you over in that next video.